Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I've got a really fun video. I'm going to be reviewing some ColourPop for you. I placed my first ever ColourPop order like over a month ago. It's almost been like 2 months now. I live in Switzerland, so they took a while to get here because it's like an international shipment, and I wanted to give the products like adequate time to really try them out on my face, like to use them multiple times before I come on here on YouTube and give you guys my thoughts on this brand. A lot of you guys were really interested because ColourPop is known to be very affordable, and they have a lot of really fun products that I don't really see from other brands, like just really fun colors. They have a lot of great eyeshadow palettes. They just come out with really cool new releases, and the prices are very good. Yeah, it's a brand that definitely interested me. So this was all purchased by me. This was not sent by PR, so I can give you some feedback on like shipping and stuff as well. So I can't remember exactly how long the shipping took, like how many days. What I did really think was cool is if you spend over $50 or up, you get free international shipping. That is pretty crazy, like crazy good. $50 US, especially like here living in Switzerland, that is not a whole lot of money to buy makeup here. Like makeup is quite expensive in Switzerland. So, spending $50, like I don't really feel like that's a whole lot of money. I think you can pay extra if you want quicker service. I just took the regular version, so I think it did take at least 2, almost 3 weeks. I did not have to pay duties here in Switzerland because the limit here is I think 62 Swiss francs, including the shipping fees, but that is going to be different for every country you order from, so you have to look up your own country's laws on import duties and stuff. The first palette that I got was the Fame palette, and this is one that I have been very interested in because this is a cool toned palette. So it looks like this from the inside. This is that cardboard sort of packaging. It feels sturdy. It is like an inexpensive cardboard packaging. It doesn't have a mirror, but I feel like for this price point, like I don't mind it so much. I mean, it would have been nice to have a mirror with this one, especially because this is sort of a palette that I definitely would consider taking with me on a trip, like traveling. These shadows just really appeal to me. I love cool tones. I think they really actually flatter me more than warm tones, even though warm tones have been so, trendy and have been just a big trend in the last couple years. And it's a variety of matte shades and shimmery shades. Yeah, I like that there's a good mix, and I feel like they've picked really good shades to be matte. Like there's a few transition shades like this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. These are all matte. And like there's even more mattes in here, but just like there's really good transition shades, like this one is also good for in the crease for making that smoky look. And then there's like a really dark one. It's not totally black, but almost black. I feel like it's good enough for me. I don't really tend to use super black eyeshadows anymore. I used to go crazy for like ultra black shadows, and I just don't really go for that look anymore so much. And then I got 2 of the smaller palettes that they've come out with, 9 pan palettes, and I think these are amazing. They come, like the packaging, first of all, is really good. I remember when these were on sale, these were less than $10. I think I paid like $9.80 or something. Incredible for that price. Like the packaging is really, packaging is really good. It is plastic, but it's a very sturdy plastic. It has a full-size mirror. So the whole front of that palette is a mirror, like a good quality mirror, not just like one of those weird funhouse mirrors. And what I also like about the mirror is it stays up. So if you're using the palette, you can actually use this to do your whole eye looks. And this is the It's My Pleasure palette, which is the purple palette that they released. They have like a mix of finishes. Like there's just totally different types. There's like a few good matte shades in here. This one, and this one. These are all matte. Then they have this really deep purple, like frosty finish. Then they have these toppers, which kind of look a little bit odd just on their own. You have to really pack them on. You can use these, apply them with your finger and pack them on. What I did is I like spray with like a finishing spray just onto the brush. I think it's really nice that there's different types of purple. Like it's a very versatile purple palette. Like I feel I can do more into the pink side, then I can do like purple and burgundy, and yeah, I think this is a really nice palette. Ooh La La palette, which is the pink palette, and I just thought this was, again, beautiful. It has exactly the same packaging, the 9 pans. I really hope that they will release these 9 pan palettes in like all the colors, because I know they've come out with a green one very recently for St. Patrick's Day, and I'm curious if they'll do like different shades. I'm betting that they're gonna do a blue shade at some point. I feel like these palettes are just very cohesive. Sandbar is just like fuchsia pink, and then there's sort of a slightly more like cool tone pink and like more of a coral pink, and then there's some matte transition shades. There's like a nice like topper here, and it's not overwhelming. Like I don't know, I'm just not into these huge palettes anymore with like 60 different colorful eyeshadows. They're bulky, they're big. I like how these two mix together really well. Like these two palettes could be like one palette in itself, but I like the fact that it's 2 different palettes. But these two, like the pink one and the purple one, just go so well together. I picked up one of the Super Shock shadows. I only got one of these because I wasn't sure about this texture. They're quite different. So they have like a screw top, and this one is Slave to Pink. And I bought this because I wanted to use this in combination with this Ooh La La palette, and I think it'll also really go well with this one, the pink and purple. Almost duochrome pink, but this is definitely to be used more as a topper. It is pigmented, but it definitely looks better like over something. This one is a little bit more sheer, but you could just like, I use it just to tap it on top of the shadow, which I think looks really cool. These shadows kind of have a more of a very different texture than the ones that are in here. They almost have a slightly crumbly texture, and when my box arrived, this one was totally shattered because they had not put this into bubble wrap. So everything was bubble wrapped, like the box itself there was bubble wrapped, and like these things were in bubble wrap, but this was not, and this was totally shattered into like bits and pieces. So I'm surprised that they didn't bubble wrap this, because I feel like of all the products that I ordered, this is definitely the most fragile. I was thinking I could just contact customer service, but then, you know, like whatever. I just decided that I'm gonna just try to repress it. So what I did is I just took a Kleenex, I put that on top, and I took a coin that's about the same size as this and just pressed it down. And it seems to be fine. Like you could even loosen it up with alcohol. I actually have a video on how to repress shadows, but these are definitely more fragile. So I would not recommend traveling with these Super Shock shadows, because I feel like they could just bust really easily. And then the last thing I purchased are 2 of their ultra glossy lip glosses, because I have just been on a big lip gloss kick. First of all, they come in this wand style brush on applicator. So it's like a little brush instead of a doe foot. Yeah, so it has a little brush tip applicator. The brush tip is very small, and I actually find this like part kind of annoying. I really do prefer a doe foot applicator on lip glosses, because I feel like I don't have to pull out a mirror. This one is just like, because it's more precise and it's a really small brush, I feel like I need a mirror to apply this, especially doing like my top lip here, so I don't go like outside my line. Semi-translucent finish. Like you can see the color is not super pigmented on me. I mean, this color that I'm wearing right now is called Feedback. It looks a little bit more corally in the thing, but it comes off just like as a nice pretty pink. It has micro glittery sparkles in it, which I actually really like in lip gloss, because you can't really see the sparkle from, like you really can't see that there's glitter in it, but it just makes the lip look really juicy and like ultra glossy because it reflects the light. So I actually do like that. The taste is nice. It doesn't have a gross taste. Very kind of like a neutral, sweet kind of vanilla bakery type of scent. Nothing overwhelming. I really do like these lip glosses. I just wish that they came with a doe foot applicator. And I have it in a different shade, which these two look so similar, and on the swatches, they looked a little bit more different than they are. This one is Champagne Mommy, and this one is Feedback. That's the one I'm wearing. This is Champagne Mommy. This is kind of more of a nude colored one, I guess. Like that kind of really reminds me of the Fenty Glow Gloss Bomb. Let me just swatch that right beside. Yeah, I think Stilo there's one called Stilo, I think, from ColourPop. That's supposed to be a good dupe of it, but this is like fairly close. Like this is the Fenty one, and this is Champagne Mommy by ColourPop. Like I said, they do have one that's even more similar, but it's kind of going in that direction. I wish they came in like more variations, because actually on the swatches, like I looked at the swatches, they have very good swatches on their website, which is something I really appreciate. I liked their swatches. I just wish that their lip glosses, like, I don't know, they just all started to look very, very similar in the swatches. I know they just came out with these new ones that are in a tube format, and those look gorgeous as well, but I believe they have menthol in them. They have like, they're supposed to have a plumping effect, which is usually menthol, and I think I checked the ingredients. I think there is menthol in them. I cannot stand having any type of menthol stuff in my lips. It really irritates my lips. So my thoughts basically on the palettes are this Fame palette. I absolutely love it. Works great. They swatch beautifully. That's just without, just quick swatches. These are all neutral colors, but it's so easy to work with these. They're very, very blendable. I feel like the price of this is really good quality for the price that you're paying. I do have better quality shadows than these. For example, my Inglot shadows, or my Vizart shadows, or my Makeup Forever shadows. Like, yes, those are better quality than this for sure, but you can't beat the price for what you're getting. I used to have the MAC Cool Tone 15 palette, the 15 pan palette, the Cool Tone one. I had that palette and I decluttered it because the shadows were just not, I don't know, they just weren't what I was wanting them to be. Some of them weren't very pigmented. This one, I feel like I like this palette better than that super expensive MAC Cool Toned palette. These ones I also do like a lot. I have to say that the mattes on here are a little bit chalky and a little bit trickier to blend than, higher end matte shadows like the ones I just mentioned. You can work with them. What I did notice, and you'll see this maybe in the video, is the more of the matte shadows that you use, they do start to get a little bit muddy. So I would maybe focus on just using a couple of the mattes to blend together. The shimmers, I like them. They're nicely pigmented, and the toppers are really cool, but you will have to apply the toppers like either with your finger, just like pressing them on, or with a brush that you've dampened. I think this is a great brand. Honestly, I think you're definitely getting what you're paying for. They're not the best, highest quality shadows I've ever used in my whole life, but they are pretty much up there in the price compared to quality. So far, I'm very impressed. Like, I can definitely recommend the products that I purchased. I love this palette, especially the Fame one, if you're into like neutral looks. If you like cool tone shadows, like, I think you'll be really happy with that. I'm gonna do a quick little review tutorial on this look. You can kind of see the products in action, and let's get started.